at LA 36 present the CIF Southern Section Toyota Division II Football Championships, featuring the Canyon Cowboys against the Hart Indians. Sponsored on KLCS and LA 36 by Frontier Toyota of Valencia. Frontier Toyota, they just don't close deals, they open relationships. For information, go to frontiertoyota.com. Hello and welcome to the broadcast booth at the Home Depot for the championship game of Division II in the Southern Section. It's the Hart Indians, the number 4 seed, against the Canyon Cowboys. They're seeded number 4. Hello, everybody. My name is Randy Rosenblum, set to call the play-by-play. Should be a very entertaining football game. These teams met on November 10th. It was a very good football game, and it was won by Canyon 16-14. We work with Warren Williamson, and Warren, in that first game, it really could have gone either way.
Randy, just a month ago, you were talking about that football game. Hart was driving to win that game with 1:32 to play, and they fumbled on the 6-yard line, giving Canyon that win. They hope to overcome that tonight and get the win tonight for the championship.
Talk about this championship game. These are Foothill League rivals, and we bring in Dave Marcus. And Dave, these teams are no strangers to one another.
Oh, this is Bruins, Trojans, Cal, Stanford, Bama, Auburn. Canyon and Hart are backyard brawlers. Believe it or not, though, they've never played for a championship the first time. Ironic they had to come all the way to Carson to do it, but fans have told us that the 405 right now looks like a pep rally. Every car is a Hart or a Canyon supporter.
It's always exciting to play in the Home Depot Center. Number 2 Canyon, number 4 Hart. Should be a barn burner here. Fans are up in a roar. They expect some 15,000. Should be a very entertaining football game indeed. Captains have already met at the middle of the field, but there will be an honorary ceremony. Joe Queso of Frontier Toyota will be tossing the coin as now the captains come back out again and reenact the coin toss. There is the Hart Indian captains. Hart Indians. Quarterback Tyler Lyon at 6'6", number 12, ascending above all, the tallest of the group, at number 56 for Canyon. We'll be chasing him all evening long defensively, and that's Garrett Leary, who is so outstanding.
Randy, as we talked about, these two teams met earlier this year. Last year, Canyon won as well. Canyon has won the last 2 in this series.
Yeah, they've never beaten Hart 3 in a row, but it's been a breakthrough year for Canyon High School, having some wonderful wins and winning the Foothill League for the first time since joining that conference in 1992. Harry Welsh, veteran coach. Mike Harrington, the same at Hart. These are 2 well-schooled units. And I know, Dave Marcus, that gets back to the history of this game. Not only the great players are here, but 2 wonderful head coaches.
Oh, Harry Welch is an outstanding head coach in his second stint, 17 years at Canyon. On the other side, Mike Harrington, 15 years at Hart, and meeting for the first time in a championship game. You know, they always say it's very difficult to beat a team twice in the same season, but Canyon's already done that. They beat Valencia in the last round of the playoff, so they know the experience. They are facing Hart. They won last time. It's always tough.
Joe Queso and the cap from Frontier Toyota. There's the situation. Canyon won the toss and deferred, so the Hart Indians will get the football first, and we will take a look at quarterback Tyler Lyon, who had a big game throwing the football in the semifinals against Mission Viejo. That was a huge upset. Mission Viejo was ranked number 2 in the country, had won 26 in succession. There is our officiating crew, and the referee is Gary Phelps, the umpire Bob Osborne, and the remainder of the crew that will work this Division II Southern Section Championship game.
Randy, many felt that Hart would not win that game in the semifinals against Mission Viejo. As you said, Mission Viejo ranked number 2 in the country in the high school ranks. Tyler had 3 touchdowns in that game and threw for over 280 yards.
Well, Tyler Lyon's a good one. He's been banged up a little bit this year. Been in and out of the lineup, but he's healthy now. And that was his most prominent performance so far this year, going 17 of 21 for 260 yards. There's Tyler Lyon, and his numbers on the year: 2,009 yards throwing the football. And some of the Hart Indians that'll make it happen. James Wheeler scored both touchdowns against Canyon in the 16-14 loss. One was a kick return of over 90 yards. Luna's terrific both sides of the ball. There's the two running backs, Howell and Castleberry. And the wide receivers. Defensively, Sarkeesian is the leader of the group and is very, very good. The offensive line is solid. Taylor Embry, a wonderful wide receiver as well. It's teed up. Canyon will be kicking off. Cowboys will kick off to the Hart Indians. 4 12-minute quarters to decide the championship. And this football game is underway. Delano Howe, and they stop action because he was in the end zone. And in high school football, it automatically terminates the play, and the Indians begin from the 20-yard line. Of course, Delano Howell, one of the feature running backs. And Hart High School noted for opening it up with the throw. Terrific throwing football team. Troy Uden, number 11, 62 receptions this year. And here come the Indians in a very big and solid offensive front.
Tyler Lyon, a big quarterback, 6'6", 200 pounds. Has a good arm, can throw the football. They say he will run under center and out of the shotgun.
And he is already committed to the University of Arizona. A three-man defensive front for Canyon. Play fake. Lyon is running to his right. Throws that one to the far side, and it's incomplete. Taylor Embry was his intended target, number 80 on that far sideline, and it's 2nd down and 10. Good pressure from the Canyon front.
Little play action pass there by Lyon. Defensive end for Canyon came on the wide side to put pressure on Lyon.
2nd down and 10. Delano Howe is the lone running back. As you can see, 4 receivers in the game for Tyler Lyon. Pressure again. Lyon is hit and dropped. Not a good sign. Tyler Hawkins, who may be going to the Naval Academy, sifting through. There's a young man with a 4.2 GPA. And early on, Warren, the Cowboys in the first 30 seconds exhibiting great pressure on Tyler Lyon.
Coach Welch said to us earlier today they were going to have to put pressure on Lyon if they were going to have any chance to win this football game. They thought that was a key component. Of course, you talked about Hawkins. Hawkins is one of their key defensive players for the Cowboys.
As you can see, it's 3rd and 10 for the Indians. And with a 3-man front, Canyon is getting pressure, but they're coming from the secondary and linebackers. Lyon this time protected well, has this one complete to Uden across the 30, and this should be good for a 1st down, 11 yards. Uden caught a 19-yard touchdown against Mission Viejo last week, and with that throw on 3rd and 10, they pick up the 1st down, 11 yards in the air.
Uden did something very smart there. He knew what yard line he had to get to for the 1st down. Even though he had to come back for the ball a couple of yards, he still had enough to move the chains.
1st down at the 33-yard line. First possession of the ball game. Hart Indians possess the football. Play fake. Again, hit as he released. Tremendous pressure from Ben Armbruster, number 81. He was draped all over Tyler Lyon.
Not a deep drop by Tyler Lyon. Looks like he takes about a 3-4 step drop. Pressure coming from the defensive line from the outside.
Ben Armbruster has 7 sacks, and he nearly got his 8th there as he was all over Lyon. Tyler's taken some hits early on from these Cowboys. Forced to run again. maybe back to the line of scrimmage, and it was Tyler Hawkins once again.
Canyon's doing a tremendous job of playing assignment football. Harry Welch talked about the need to control their emotions in a big game like this, make the right read. He knew his team had a lot of talent. Would they handle the pressure of the situation? Would they make the reads? So far, they are all over it.
What I'm impressed with is the pass rush on Tyler Lyon. He completed the one on 3rd down for 12 yards and a first down, but other than that, he has felt tremendous heat. Cowboy fans already standing, wanting their team to provide them with a defensive stop. Out of the shotgun, the deep ball for Uden. He's got it at the 30. Hart with the big play to the 23-yard line of the Cowboys.
Randy, that was just a tremendous read by Tyler Lyon. He saw single coverage on the outside, and Uden beat his man. He had about 3 steps, a very nice throw. Lyon put a lot of air underneath the football, laid it right in the hands of Uden. 63 catches on the year for that young man.
2 big ones on this drive. So after feeling all that pressure, Tyler Lyon able to find that young man, Troy Uden. Top receiver this year for the Hart Indians. And the Indians are threatening after that big hookup. Inside the Cowboy 25. Pressure. Leary's got him. Garrett Leary, 6'1", 216-pound senior. 3-year starter, his 7th sack of the year.
You know, Harry Welch was telling us early today that the offensive line for Hart is a very big offensive line. But this defense is doing a good job putting tremendous pressure on those offensive linemen and forcing Lyon to throw early and scramble.
What is surprising to me so far is it's been a complete aerial game for the Hart Indians. Dave Marcus, no running game at all from Howell and Castleberry, not to this point.
And only a 3-man front for Canyon, so they're doing a tremendous job of closing the gaps. It'll be interesting to see if Hart tries to double up Leary. Valencia double teamed him almost every snap last week.
Second down and very long, as you can see, and the Indians, after that 14-yard setback, want to talk about it.
The running game for Hart really revolves around Delano Howell, 743 yards this year, 9 touchdowns. Robbie Castleberry, the other running back for Hart, 684 yards, 5 touchdowns.
You think of Hart football, though, you always think of quarterbacks. Remarkable that Kyle Bowler didn't even get a chance to play at Hart until he was a senior. Went on to a great career at Cal, now playing for the Baltimore Ravens. They grow them and throw them out in the valley.
Well, it's quarterback high school U, I guess you can call it. They've had a great success, and Canyon has had their share of good ones, too. It's been an amazing rivalry, and Canyon would like to get their first championship since the mid-'80s when they won 3 under Harry Welch. It's been a long drought in terms of winning titles, but the Cowboys have won a lot of football games in recent years, and for Hart, they've won 5 out of the last 7 section crowns. They're used to the championship and used to winning. Second down and 24. Lyon out of the gun. Play fake, protected well for Uden. Incomplete at the 15. A diving attempt by Troy, but he couldn't make the circus catch.
Uden was able to find that seam in that zone defense of Canyon. Again, you can see that Tyler Lyon focuses most of his throwing attention on Troy Uden. Uden across the middle, a post pattern to the middle. Just missed catching the football from Lyon. Would have been a nice catch.
Tyler Lyon exhibiting a very strong arm.
Of course, as you said, he's already committed to the Wildcats of Arizona for next year.
Well, they've already converted a couple 3rd downs on this drive. Another play fake for Wheeler. Incomplete again at the 15-yard line. Triple coverage. And Canyon denied James Wheeler. And again, he's the young man that had 2 long touchdowns in their first meeting this year.
Lyon very thankful that that one didn't get picked off.
There is a marker back at the line of scrimmage. Our first flag of the night.
That very easily could have been picked off right there. Wheeler showing great skills of getting up in the air. Couldn't come down with it.
The holding penalty is refused. Steve Burton is on 4th down to kick it away. .8:57 left in this championship first quarter. Canyon and Hart, no score. Burton kicking it to the far side. Got inside the 10. Into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Well directed, but just a little bit too much force. It'll be taken out to the 20-yard line, and we'll see the Canyon offense for the first time tonight. And Austin Savita, the quarterback of the Cowboys.
Savita had a decent year. 6'2", 190, just over 2,600 yards in passing, 24 touchdowns.
The rest of the Cowboys that'll make it happen. Worthland has been his leading target, but J.J. DeLuigi has been sensational. We already saw Tyler Hawkins do his thing on defense. Quick screen to Worthland. Not a lot there.
Interesting to see Welch, Coach Harry Welch, line up on his first set of downs in a spread offense, putting Worthland in the slot. You talked about J.J. DeLuigi, rushed for over 1,800 yards this year, and there's the pass into the slot.
Sarkisian, 45, will make a lot of tackles. Patrick averages about 10 tackles a game. Draw. Rare run, but it's DeLuigi bouncing to the outside. He's crafty. Wheeler greets him at the 31-yard line. But J.J. DeLuigi with a good effort for the Cowboys.
DeLuigi is such a valuable weapon. He can run the ball. He can receive the ball. Savita will use him a lot on safety valve passes. Last week, Canyon got off to a great start against Valencia. They hit a 76-yard bomb in the first minute of the game. This week, they have opened up the offense, spread it out wide, and they are already throwing different looks at that Hart defense.
DeLuigi this time runs into Sarkisian. Case closed.
We spoke with defensive coordinator Rick Harrington of Hart, and he was flat out, no bones about it. The key to the game for them is to stop DeLuigi. They have to pay attention to him the whole game. He hasn't put in any odd defensive schemes in there. They want to stop DeLuigi. They think they can stop the Canyon offense.
Well, these teams will know each other very well, so there'll be no surprises. They played each other. They're very well connected in the community. Very close-knit community in the Santa Clarita Valley. Near side, it's Worthland. That's good coverage, though. Adam Reyes over there. That play didn't fool him.
Nice open field tackle. Another quick out by Savita to the flat area, finding Worthland. Again, his favorite target.
Carl, come here, made this camera. I can do it for you.
6 minutes, 30 seconds left in this first quarter, and it's moving quickly, even though the ball's been in the air. 3rd and 5. Can the Cowboys convert and keep the drive going? Out at their 37. Into the flat. This is a first down. Caught by Mark Urbina. Late flag into that pile across the 40. It would be good enough for the first down.
Richard Worthland out blocking on the play may have had a hold of one of the Hart jerseys. It looked like a hold. That'll bring it back, and the Hart players are indicating it is indeed on Canyon. You know, we talked a lot about the rivalry and how close these teams are. We talked with Rick Harrington about their defensive front. They use a four-man front, what they call an odd front, even though there's four players, because they line somebody up right over the nose guard. We said, where'd you get that scheme? He goes, I don't know. I think we got it from Harry Welch about 10 years ago.
Again, they're neighbors and know one another very well in the Santa Clarita Valley. This Cowboy offense averages 39.4 points per ball game. Harry Welch also told us his team has started slow, and then it's been downhill, scoring a lot of points. They did that a week ago in the semis against Valencia and blew them out. Pressure. Savita goes down at the 31-yard line. Getting to the quarterback was Robbie Castleberry. We've talked about him on offense, but there we see Robbie play well on the defensive side of the football.
Castleberry coming from the outside, showing his speed. Savita tried to step up into the pocket, and Castleberry ran him down, forcing the Cowboys to punt the football away.
Embry and Wheeler are deep. Wheeler in traffic fields it at the 30, still on his feet. Spins out near the 40-yard line. Not a long return, but a very entertaining one by James Wheeler. Again, Tyler Hawkins, 27, there to greet him. Tyler Hawkins has been very active already in this first quarter. Randy Rosenblum, Warren Williamson, and Dave Marcus at the Home Depot Center.
You know, the fact that this game is on the air is a testament to what one man can do when motivated. Joe Queso from Frontier Toyota was sitting at home the other night, and he bolted out of his seat saying, wait a minute, this game's not on television. He mobilized forces. He got the sponsorship together, and we have got to send a big thank you to Joe Queso and Frontier Toyota out in Santa Clarita for getting us on the air tonight.
Yeah, they're in Valencia. Joe was very much a part of getting this program on, and we thank him. And he also, as you know, had that opening coin toss. Delano Howe bolting across the 45-yard line. Now, if the Hart Indians can get the running game going along with that throwing game, then obviously they're very difficult to stop. That was a good effort on first down, a pickup of 7 yards for Delano Howe.
Big offensive line splitting right up the middle, leaving a lane for Howell. Nice pickup, about 7 yards, six and a half yards.
Well, the Indians resorting to a different tactic in their second possession, keeping the ball on the ground with their big quarterback, Tyler Lyon. This quarter is going quickly. We're under 5 minutes, and in fact, we're down to 4 minutes and 35 seconds of playing time remaining in this opening quarter. The Indians and the Cowboys are scoreless at the Home Depot Center. First time they've ever met for the championship. You can see it's third and short. Quarterback sneak. Ben Armbruster, 81 there to great Tyler Lyon, but he didn't need a whole lot. They moved the chains. First down, Indians.
We've hit the part of the game where the players have gotten over the awe factor. They are now on the field. They're hitting. They're in a football game, a familiar opponent, and it's suddenly become something they know how to do very well. They're very comfortable out there now.
Both coaches talked about it, that their squads were very relaxed during the week. You would think that's somewhat surprising because Hart coming off that emotional, huge win against Mission Viejo, but then they look up and there's Canyon on their schedule for the championship, and that's their rival. A mix-up in the backfield, and Delano Howell's going to go down. Tyler Hawkins was the first one there, but as you can see, there's 5, 6 of them in green and gold from the Cowboy part of the world.
And that is exactly the same type of play that lost Hart that football game early on. On the 6-yard line, minute 32 to play a month ago, they fumbled on their own 6, driving to win the football game. Canyon recovered and ended up winning that game 16-14.
That play lost a couple yards, and it's second down and a dozen. No score late in the first quarter. Lyon throwing near side to Wheeler, and Wheeler is run out of bounds at the Cowboy 43-yard line. Chased out of bounds by J.J. DeLuigi, playing a little bit on the defensive side.
Just a nice crossing pattern. Good pocket presence by Tyler Lyon. Finds his receiver coming across the middle. Wheeler run out of bounds.
9 yards on that gain. Hart has had the better opportunities. The second time in this first quarter they've come into the Canyon territory.
Canyon only had the ball once so far. Second drive for Hart.
It's 3rd down and 1. Dive over the top. Robbie Castleberry lunging, trying to get that first down.
These are two very experienced coaches. 17 years, 34 among them.
Timeout for the measurement. Glad you're with us on LA 36 and KLCS for this Division II championship game presented by Toyota and Frontier Toyota in the Santa Clarita Valley. As you can see, they're out there with the sticks. They'll be very close. They stretch it out.
You know, Randy, some people were saying that this is actually the game of the championships just because of the matchup, Hart and Canyon.
Well, there's 13 divisions in the southern section. The Division I game will be played at this facility tomorrow. Esperanza and Loyola. Many of them are tonight, many of them tomorrow, and City has their championship games as well tonight. This is as good as it gets, though, this matchup. It is 4th down. Inches short are the Indians. Hart averages 25 points a game, and when you think of Indian football normally, they score more than that, but it's been enough to get them to the Home Depot Center. Everybody bunched in tight on 4th and inches. Tyler Lyon again leaning near the 40 and should have a first down.
Boy, it helps to be 6'6", doesn't it? Stretching his big body out over the line of scrimmage, that will move the chains. We were talking about the contested nature of this game and how close it's going to be. The Daily News had some writers pick what was going to happen in this game. 2 thought Canyon were going to win. 2 thought Hart was going to win. And Jerry Gittleson predicted a tie.
And you can't have a tie. If it ends up in a tie, they'll be co-champions this evening. Tyler Lyon back into that open huddle of the Indians. They have been impressive this year, but they've won many close games. They have a win over Loyola, who will be in the Division I final tomorrow. Final 2:15 of the first quarter. Wheeler trying to elude a couple tackles, breaks 3 or 4, but can only reach the 41-yard line. Good pursuit by the Cowboys on that far sideline. Leading the charge was Michael Montano.
Michael Locks, also number 33. Watch him come to the football right here. Great hit, knocking Wheeler out of bounds.
Well, it's a tremendous job by Canyon of coming to the ball. He broke 3 tackles there and still couldn't get away.
Lyon living almost exclusively out of the gun. Taylor Embry juggling, couldn't hold it. Coverage from Montano again. It was solid on run defense. Shows us his skills covering the pass. And it's 3rd down and long.
Again, good protection up front in the pocket for Tyler Lyon. Almost, boy, that was awful close. Looked very, very close to pass interference. Again, Lyon looking in single coverage, post pattern across the middle. Couldn't connect.
Hart 11-2 this year as they start tonight looking for that 12th win in a championship. Lyon is sacked. Ryan Shirk, senior defensive lineman, got to it.
And just tremendous pressure by Shirk coming up the middle. Lyon deep in the pocket, couldn't find his receiver. Forcing Hart to punt the football.
Well, we've had a solid defensive performance from both teams in this first quarter. Line of scrimmage, the 50-yard line. Burton on. Once again, the Indians will relinquish the football. This one's dropped but covered. A lot of nervous energy as that one went to the ground. It was fumbled back at the 16-yard line. Christopher Kingsbury was the one that muffed it but was able to fall on the ball.
You know, Canyon's done a very good job on the defensive end, but Hart has moved the chains a couple of times, and what that does is put a lot of pressure now on the Canyon offense. They got to give their defensive guys a little bit of a rest, make some good things happen on their own. You don't have to score to take some positives out of a first quarter, but you do have to begin moving the ball and moving the chains.
They have been held in their own territory so far here in the first quarter.
Let's see if it's DeLuigi time, number 10. And he has been the feature running back and goes right into the middle of the line. Of course, the Indians are rallying to the football, knowing that DeLuigi is going to see it about 20 times tonight.
These two teams defensively run to the football en masse. Both defenses, 2, 3, 4 men to the football on every tackle.
Well, J.J., 42 touchdowns this year. Just a remarkable accomplishment.
35 on the ground.
143 yards and 2 touchdowns for DeLuigi in the first meeting. Play fake. Worthland breaks a tackle at the 25, but can only get to the 27-yard line. You see the quickness there of Scott Aka, number 25, coming over to get Worthland when it looked like there'd be a lot more yardage there. Watch 25 on defense. It is good enough, though. Enough yardage for a Cowboy first down. The clock is running in the final 15 seconds of the opening quarter. Scoreless first 12 minutes.
I think Coach Mike Harrington is going to force Coach Harry Welch of Canyon to beat them by the air.
That is the conclusion of the opening quarter. Dave Marcus, are you surprised that there's nothing on the board with the Indians and the Cowboys through 12 minutes?
No, I think we've given so much attention to the offenses of both these teams that sometimes the defenses get overlooked. They have tremendous closing speed. They're in the right places. They're not giving up on the tackles, and I'm very impressed by both defenses. It was very interesting when the teams took the field tonight. They took very different approaches. Canyon was on the field 3 hours before the game. A lot of their players were coming out almost reverentially, touching the turf, standing on the logo at center. Hart didn't take the field till right before the pregame warm-ups, and so far both approaches seem to be working. I think the teams are playing very well.
Well, we were here for the Carson Manning game not all that long ago, Dave, and it was a similar approach. They came out, both teams, very late, much like Hart. But you got to believe that these two squads, and in that case with Carson and Manning, they're all excited to be at the Home Depot Center.
Well, it's a soccer stadium, so maybe goals are at a premium. It's tough to break through the defenses at the Home Depot Center. They've done a wonderful job, though, of converting this to a football facility. Great sight lines. The turf is in absolutely plush, ideal condition.
And we're ready for action in the second quarter. J.J. DeLuigi up the middle. That was a better surge by that offensive line. Number 10, a marked man, but he will get his yards. He is very good. He's had a 6-touchdown game this year, a 5-touchdown game, and he's been the Valencia Viking killer. 8 touchdowns combined in the 2 games against a very good Valencia team.
You know, and he's not big. He's only 5'9", 175. But he's got some wheels.
Second down and 3 for the Cowboys. Double slot formation. And it's Savita, who's a capable runner, not to be lost in their attack. Adam Savita. Austin Savita, very good with that surge up front. Following behind it, Austin picked up the first down. He's rushed for over 400 yards. We talk so much about DeLuigi, but Austin has the 400 yards plus and 4 rushing scores this year. And again, he's exactly 3-1 to the good. 24 touchdowns in the year, only 8 interceptions. LA 36 and KLCS glad to be on hand here at this Division II Southern Section Championship game. There's room here. Nice pitch and catch. Kingsbury with the grab. He lost the ball and the Indians have it. Best came up with it, number 60.
Well, just before Kingsbury went to the ground, the ball was pulled away from him. You see right there, number 22 from Hart, Robbie Castleberry, stripped the football away, and Hart comes up with the turnover.
Well, the Indians with the first opportunity after a miscue, and it comes early on in the second quarter.
It was a terrific play call by Canyon. Hart had pinched both linebackers in, only one step off the line of scrimmage. That creates a big seam on a slant like that. Unfortunately for Canyon, they lost the ball.
And Tyler Linus had one big hookup to Troy Uden. They weren't able to score, but it was a big gain. And they've been able to penetrate Cowboy territory so far. Great protection. The deep ball for Uden. And again, excellent coverage in the secondary. J.J. DeLuigi, number 10 there, showing us his skills in the deep secondary. He thought he was interfered with.
Now, Tyler Lyon got a lot of protection there. A deep drop, 7-yard drop. But that's one thing he will have to learn when he goes to the college rank. He threw into triple coverage deep. He had another receiver open to the near side. James Wheeler, number 3, was wide open here to the near side. And Long decided to go long in the deep pattern.
Well, Tyler Lyon out of that gun has 3 receivers, trips to his left. For Uden again, incomplete. Slant pattern over the middle, and it was defended well in that deep secondary.
Boy, he has a gun, doesn't he? Look at this deep drop. Great protection, looking for Uden across the middle, just a touch high off the hands of receiver Troy Uden.
Well, teams often go for the big play after they force a turnover, but now 2 incompletions in a row, and it's a tough 3rd and 10 situation for Hart.
Guys, I'm surprised that Hart's not running against that defensive front 3. They are living exclusively in the air. But Mike Harrington likes to throw the football, and they've won so many championships doing it. You cannot argue with their philosophy. Pressure again. Flushed out of the pocket. That's a catch. Robbie Castleberry with the dive and the grab and the first down, and give Tyler Lyon tremendous credit. 17 yards, a wonderful scramble.
He eludes the rush, on the run to his weak side, throws the ball to Castleberry. Castleberry with presence of mind to keep his feet in bounds for the first down.
Ball rushed in at the 34-yard line of the Cowboys. Will Hart get on the board first? Now they run it. No running room at all.
Well, you can see
Delano Howell was the ball carrier.
You can see, as you said, Randy, Mike Harrington wants to throw the ball. He's made a concerted effort to throw the ball in the first quarter and here early in the second quarter. Very few rush attempts tonight for the Indians.
Well, you've got to run it, though, to keep the defense honest. And even if it doesn't gain a lot, it still accomplishes its purpose. They have to watch out for something different.
One of those key players, 42 in green and gold, Matthew Brown, made that last stop. An excellent linebacker for the Cowboys. Uden to the 20. Troy Uden near the goal line. He's about a foot short of a touchdown. So the Hart Indians are camping on the doorstep.
What a great play fake. Watch this play fake to Delano Howell. Right there, opens up the outside to Troy Uden. Uden follows his blockers downfield. Very smart run by Uden. Almost outruns Worthen for the score, just shy of the goal line.
Jackson Smith throwing a key block downfield for the Indians.
And Uden did a great job of turning that play back to the inside when his momentum could have carried him out of bounds.
Castleberry and Howell are the running backs, but it's the quarterback keep. Tyler Lyon, the sneak touchdown. Hart Indians, they lead 6-0.
Well, Dave mentioned it earlier. When you're 6'6" and you're about a half a yard shy from the goal line, you can stretch that ball across. And right here, you can see with his powerful legs, Lyon just lunges across the goal line for the score.
Well, the passing game set up the running attack. Tyler Lyon with the touchdown, and Hart on the board first. Calvin Laborde will try the point after. So a 1-yard quarterback sneak by Tyler Lyon.
Now remember, Hart has had some problems with their PATs this year. Of course, their original kicker, Paul Weinstein, was kicked off the squad about a month ago. Conduct detrimental to the team.
Yeah, there was a hazing incident, and Paul was released, and a couple offensive linemen also went. And somehow, the Harrington brothers were able to resurrect the offense, take everything in stride, and move forward toward this championship, upset Mission Viejo, win a lot of close games, and it's about winning. And Hart has been able to do that through thick and thin, through good and bad, through some injuries to their quarterbacks. Many guys have been banged up. The running backs have been injured at times. But you look up, and they're in the championship game at 11-2 against the Cowboys, who are 12-1.
Cowboys' only loss, of course, this year, St. Bonaventure.
Calvin Laborde, the lefty, pops it through, but there's a flag. We'll have to try it again in a legal procedure on Hart.
Laborde has missed a couple PATs since he started kicking.
This will make it a little bit more challenging, but Calvin looked pretty smooth on that first try. He placed down back at the 15, so it's a 25-yard extra point attempt. Certainly more challenging, but he's got plenty of leg, and connects it at 7-0.
Well, I guess if your Hart all's well that ends well, they took the timeout. You don't like to burn one early, but there are very few plays in a game that you know are going to make the difference of getting a point or not getting a point. They took their time. They had the false start, but still booted it through in a 7-0 lead.
I'll see what the Cowboys can do offensively after witnessing the Hart team go down the field and exhibit a nice passing game. Tyler Lyon now seems to be in rhythm. And we'll see if the Cowboys can counter.
Yeah, we talked about the great legacy of quarterbacks at Hart High School. Kyle Bowler, a player from the past. Sean Norton, graduate of Hart, just might be the starting quarterback at Fresno State next year. He's going to be in a battle with Tom Brandstater. This year, he was voted the Scout Team Player of the Year, so he was facing the #1 defense all year long on a good Fresno State team. He might be something next year.
Yeah, they'll need to replace Paul Pinniger, who graduates, and Norton certainly, the former Hart player, in the hunt.
That's just great experience. When you can run the scout team, that's a great experience.
Hit low to the ground. This one will be returned at the 17-yard line. Bringing it back, Mike Lux. And there goes Mike Lux. Tremendous return by Lux. That one brought an explosion from the Cowboys side. And Lux nearly went the distance, and the Cowboys suddenly in great field position. Watch number 33 on this gallop.
Well, right here, it looks like he's going to go down, but he pulls back and he scampers to the outside. All of the Hart defenders stay right there. And if it wasn't for a Hart defender,
Cowboys have it at the 29-yard line. Draw. DeLuigi. still on his feet, banging down to the 23-yard line. J.J. DiLuigi will give you effort on every play. He may combine power and speed, and we see it here, but look at the effort at the end of the run.
Well, the last couple of plays have really shown us that Canyon is certainly responding well, even though they're behind. They've been behind before. They were down 14-3 to Hart the first time these two teams played, but what an effort has gotten them down into prime position.
8.5 minutes left in the first half. Hart's 7-0 lead in jeopardy. 2nd down and 3 for the Cowboys. Savita calls his own number. Running room inside the 15. Another first down for the Cowboys.
One thing Harry Welch told us earlier today, he said we may not have a large, big offensive line, but we are very fast. We have quick feet. We can come off blocks. That's one thing he talked about. And so far, 2 good running plays by the Cowboys.
See Mike Lux, number 33, inserted into the offensive set. Of course, he had that big kickoff return, and that ignited the Cowboys, and here they are down inside the 15. Glorious night in Carson. The quick pitch to DiLuigi. Hurdles Wheeler and runs out of bounds at the near sideline. Fans here wanted a late hit on Castleberry, and you can hear the booing in the background. We are on the Cowboys side.
What a great leap. Jumps over Wheeler. DiLuigi fights off a man right there. Everyone was looked like it was a late hit. Little play acting there.
Anthony Luna came up, number 5, with a tremendous hit a couple times on the running back. Second down and 7 from the 11. Another quarterback draw. Savita near the 6-yard line.
Welch is trying to spread out the defense. He had 4 receivers to the far side. Again, a 2-step drop for Savita. Calls his own number. Tries to take the ball up the middle.
3rd down and 2 for the Cowboys. The ball between the 7- and 6-yard line. Again, it's Savita. That should be good enough for first down and goal. Richard Worthman, wide receiver, with a nice block. The offensive line doing a good job, and you can see the tremendous surge. And Savita behind him. They're quick off the ball, that offensive line.
And Canyon went with a very quick count that time. After the 2 quarterback draws where your quarterback has to be patient, that time they got to the line, they snapped it and went.
First down and goal. The ball sitting at the 3-yard line of the Indians. Under 7 minutes to play in this first half. The Indians desperately trying to protect a 7-0 lead. Savita fumbles. Cowboys got it back. How fortunate were they that J.J. DiLuigi able to come back and pounce on that football.
Looked like Savita pulled back from his center just a bit early.
Wilfred Aka, number 7 and 9, looked like he was going to recover it for Hart, but it slipped out of his arms. And there was J.J. DiLuigi to bail out Savita. 2nd and goal, but now the ball back at the 8-yard line. 6 minutes left in the half. Savita this time wants to throw it. He's hit by Castleberry, and it's incomplete. No fumble. It's ruled an incompletion. But Robbie Castleberry hits Savita from the blind side. He never saw him.
Once again, a deep drop by Tyler Lyon. Watch Castleberry come from the outside. Just buries his helmet in the back of Savita. The arm was going forward, though, and that's an incomplete pass.
Well, that was a punishing hit.
Castleberry did a great job of getting around Nicholas Madia. He gave him a little inside move and then cut around the outside using great speed. Uncontested path to the quarterback and an injured player.
One of the Indians is down. So both teams have gone to the respective sideline. You see some of the administrators at Hart High School. Gary Fuller is the principal there. Colleen Nielsen is the assistant principal, Dr. Colleen Nielsen. Griffin Cannon appears to be the injured player for the Hart Indians. Well, there's Harry Welsh, 5th year as the head coach. That's his current reign. He was the coach many years ago in the 80s, coached 3 championship teams. Cowboys haven't won since 1986, but this is Harry's most precious team in many ways. He says they play their 95% of their capacity, to their potential. See the injured player being helped up.
Wide receiver Griffin Cannon limping off of that left leg. Good to see him up.
Well, he's been playing wide receiver and defensive back, and in there as a DB coming up reading run, and he's obviously being helped off.
While we have a moment, we want to thank Joe Queso once again from Frontier Toyota for sponsoring the broadcast tonight. He's been out in the Valley for 20 years, longtime resident. His son Michael played soccer at Hart, currently playing at the University of San Diego. Joe Queso says this is like a UCLA-USC rivalry, and we just had to get it on TV.
Well, he's right. It is a tremendous rivalry in the Santa Clarita Valley. Their fans there are so supportive when any of these teams play. And College of the Canyons is a welcome sight on Friday nights. Always a big crowd for the local teams. 3rd and goal for the Cowboys, and Austin Savita looking, pressured again, hit, down he goes. Robbie Castleberry again. Well, we've heard so much about Castleberry, the running back. Castleberry, the defender, is a star in this series of downs.
And Castleberry, you can see, stunts to the inside. He was on the outside as a defensive end, and he stunts to the inside and takes down Savita. The ball's
4th down, and the ball resting outside the 10-yard line.
The Indians coming up big on defense.
Doesn't look like the Cowboys want any part of the field goal attempt. They're going for it. So 4th down and goal. Savita will probably look and throw to the end zone. That one is picked off. Troy Uden brings it back, and the turnover gives it back to the Hart Indians.
And I'm not so sure that was a great call by Coach Harry Welch. I think it's so early in the game, you put 3 on the board. I'm not so sure about that throw by Savita. Savita throws into double coverage. Troy Uden, number 11, was right there to pick the ball off. Not a great call. I think anytime you have the ball inside the 20 early in the game, you got to put points on the board.
What was great was the receiver, Richard Worthland, who might have saved a touchdown the other way. He got beat on the play, but he came back and made the tackle, a shoestring job from behind.
Delano Howell, and a good burst up the middle.
Gain of 6 yards.
Picked up 6 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 4. And you can see Delano appears to be hobbled.
2nd and 4.
A late draw play. Howell takes the handoff from Lyon, picks up just a few yards.
4 minutes and 40 seconds left in this first half. The Indians ahead by 7-0. A goal line stand. Remember, the Cowboys had 1st and goal in the 3, and they were denied. Keep it on the ground again. This time Howell is bottled up, running into that defensive front. Delano Howell, a very gifted running back.
Hart's been very dangerous on 3rd down. They have primarily been looking to Uden. They've used him on the outside of the field. You got to have a quarterback with a strong arm to get the ball out there, and Lyon's done a good job so far.
Howell's rushed for 743 yards this year, 9 touchdowns, but there he was stopped. 3rd and 4. Lyon raising up and throwing the deep ball. Uden incomplete at the 50. DeLuigi was back there. So was Kingsbury. But Troy Uden nearly split those defenders.
The Lion saw his receiver wide open. He had about 3 steps, and somehow Robbie Castleberry came over at the last minute and tipped the football away. Good defensive play by the Canyon Cowboys, and a nice throw by Tyler Lyon.
Burton will punt it away, and the Cowboys will get good field position. Worthland watches it roll to the near sideline and go out of bounds at the 43. And we have a guest up in the booth here at the Home Depot Center. Matt Moore, former quarterback at Hart High School, current starting quarterback for the Oregon State Beavers. And so far, Matt, your former school's doing okay. They're holding their own, leading 7-0. I know you must be proud.
Yeah, I am. They're doing a great job. It's fun to be out here watching the Indians go at it against the Cowboys, especially.
Now, you were in this rivalry. Talk about how intense it is.
It's a big game. Everybody, all the older folks around the Hart High School talk about Hart and Canyon, how it's such a big rivalry. Playing in a game like this against a crosstown rival for the ring, there's nothing better. And a lot of these kids, grow up. For a lot of them, it'll be the only shot they get to have a championship, and it's a special thing against Canyon.
There's a good look at J.J. DeLuigi running hard. He hasn't busted a big one yet, but he seems to get him at 4 or 5 at a chunk. I know these are two fine quarterbacks. Your thoughts on what we've seen from Savita and, of course, Tyler Lyon?
I think, it's still early. First half, they're getting kind of still breaking things in. I think both of them look good. They're settling down, and I'm sure in the second half they'll come out with some new stuff. And but it's been an exciting game so far, and both of them have skills, as we see right there. Ooh.
See that collision, and Austin Savita able to bounce forward and get the first down.
Matt, you had a good season up in Corvallis with Oregon State. You didn't come out into a bowl game. You went 5-6. Tell us a little bit about your year, how you adapted to the Pac-10 and really playing full-time as a quarterback in the Pac-10.
Yeah, it was something cool. Moving up to Corvallis, definitely different than down in LA, but getting a chance to play, taking a year off really, and getting back into it, it's kind of starting all over again, and it was fun. We had a lot of ups and downs this season. A lot of learning, and we're getting better for next year. Personal
foul on the Cowboys. I know you had a pretty good receiver there that won the Bolitnikoff Award. Tell us a little bit about him.
Yeah, congratulations to Mike Cass. He's a stud. He's by far one of the best football players I've ever played with. Guy's got the best balance I've ever seen. He catches anything, and he's a stand-up. He's a great guy. There's not too many guys out there like Mike Cass.
Says a lot about him. He's a walk-on. He comes in, wins the Bolitnikoff, but somebody had to get him the ball. That's got to make you feel good as a quarterback.
It does. I've never had something like that, I guess, underneath my belt, and to play with a guy like that is an honor, and it's a privilege, really, and it's going to be nice to say, in 20 years that I got to throw the ball to him.
Here come the Cowboys, first down and 10 from their 41-yard line. Down by 7-0, 2.5 minutes left in the first half. Savita, that screen to DeLuigi. And DeLuigi close to the first down. Well, Matt Moore, thank you very much for dropping by. Yes. Continued success at Oregon State, and congratulations on a great career at Hart.
Thank you. Hey, I'd like to say one thing. I'd like to say a special thank you to Joe Queso and Frontier Toyota. They put on a good show here, and Joe, with all the high schools in Santa Clarita Valley, Canyon, and Hart both. There's no bias there.
Must be nice for you to come home.
It is, and to come have something like this, and with a guy like Joe over at Frontier, it's something special. So, and it means a lot to these guys, I think. So it's a good deal.
All right, thanks a lot, Matt.
Thank you.
This one's caught. Another first down, and Canyon's on the move.
Of course, Matt Moore transferred from UCLA from the Bruins up to Corvallis, and saw his first starting action this year for the Beavers.
Mark Urbina, number 8. The ball thrown behind him, but the receiver was able to adjust. There's Urbina, who made that catch. Under 2 minutes to go in the half. Savita. Well, he's a strong runner for a quarterback. He's 6'2" and 190 pounds. But he's a load.
We'll see if Coach Harry Welch decides to go to the more of a fast break offense now with 1:35, the clock ticking before the break. Second time that Canyon has had the ball in the Hart territory.
And that one was thrown right in the middle of the Hart huddle. They were talking, and you have to believe this is going against the Indians. Personal foul, and the Cowboys are going to inch much closer to the goal line.
And that is just a terrible time for an unsportsmanlike conduct, not only for the yardage, but for the fact that it stops the clocks while they move the ball toward the goal line.
That was Sarkeesian, the star player, who was bitterly upset. It's going to cost his team 15 yards.
It's unsportsmanlike conduct for Sarkeesian, and again, this gives Canyon a terrific opportunity to tie this game up. Down 7-0, 1:22 to play.
Well, the Cowboys were just down there and came up empty. They're back to the 15. Remember, they had first and goal at the 3 and couldn't score. They're racing the clock, though, with 1:22 left in the half. Randy Rosenblum, Warren Williamson, and Dave Marcus at the Home Depot Center. The Division II Southern Section Final presented by Toyota. Glad you're with us on LA 36 and KLCS, the education station.
Terrific football game for you tonight. And again, thanks to Joe Queso, Frontier Toyota in the Santa Clarita Valley.
Well, they had a low-scoring game the first go-around. It was 16-14. We have a low-scoring first half here. And Cowboys won the first one by 2 points. Last year, they won by 1 against their rival from Hart High School.
And Hart had won 13 in a row before that.
Well, Hart has owned the Foothill League. Here's the play fake. Savita throwing low to the ground. No good. Incomplete. Worthland said he came up with it, but the official said no way. And it's 2nd down and 10. One
Nice.
thing, Austin Savita does a good job with that play fake.
Nice play fake. Brought the linebackers up. Just threw the ball just a little bit low to Worthland. Worthland had to slide to pick up the football. Fell incomplete. Richard Worthland has been the target for Savita tonight.
Savita rolling to his right. Best is chasing him. Best has him. Back at the 17-yard line. And again, this Hart defense comes up big. Number 6, Lee, is aptly named. Best has been one of the best.
Terrific defense. Again, forcing Savita out of the pocket to run and scramble. Savita doesn't have a lot of speed, tracked down by that big defensive lineman.
And great pursuit again by Robbie Castleberry from his linebacker position. It looked like he got held on the play, and he came up a little bit gimpy after the play was over.
But it was Adam Best that got there. 56.6 seconds remain in this first half, and it has to be so frustrating to this point to Harry Welsh and his staff. You can see Harry there in the yellow and green coat counseling his team. They've had 2 golden opportunities very late here in the second quarter, and so far they've not been able to punch it in, Warren.
Long 3rd down. We'll see if Harry Welch elects to go to the end zone. He still has time. 56 seconds to play before the break. But they've got to pick up the first down. They can pick up the first down if they get to the 5-yard line. I got to say, this is probably 2-down territory. I'm not so sure. Of course, Harry Welch decided to go for it on 4th down before. We'll see if he elects, if they don't convert here, if they elect to put 3 on the board with the field goal.
3rd and 11. 56.6 remains in the second quarter. Savita throwing it. DeLuigi.
What power he has.
Lost the ball, but he was ruled down on contact. And the Cowboys will keep possession.
Good protection up front for the Cowboys. Savita finds the open man. DeLuigi, watch this, fighting for the first down. Had to get to the 5-yard line. Lost the ball as he went down, but the referee said he was down. They retain possession.
Good enough for the first down. First down and goal. The Cowboys, can they get it in the end zone in the final 46 seconds? Savita down to the 3-yard line, and that clock's moving.
Again, I'm not so sure about that call. You've got a great running back in DeLuigi. Give him the ball.
Cowboys looking up at the scoreboard. That clock's running with 30 seconds. Savita brings them back to the line of scrimmage. 25 seconds. Hart holding on to the 7-0 lead. And flags are down, and that one was not well directed by the Canyon offense.
Canyon lost about 27 seconds there. Again, you're looking here to put points on the board.
Well, Canyon's only had one field goal all year, so it's not a certainty that they're going to get.
They got a break, though, because Hart came across and it's offside. So even though it was a mad scramble for the Cowboys, it was the Indians that encroached. Second down and goal. Will Savita sneak again? Will he give it to his premier running back? It is J.J. DeLuigi. Touchdown, Canyon. The Cowboys are within one of a tie.
Randy, that's what I was talking about right here. You've got a great running back. Ran for over 1,800 yards this year. 35 touchdowns on the ground. Use him. And that's exactly what they did. They got great blocking up front. Got it into the end zone.
Not only use him, he gives you so much effort when you use him. The kind of guy that's going to get it in the end zone. Christopher Chapman to try to tie it on the point after. We are deadlocked at 7 with 13.9 seconds left. Yes, it is the Indians and the Cowboys. And it looks like we're going to go into the locker room even unless something special happens on this kickoff return.
That has got to give Canyon a huge boost going in at halftime. Coming back on that good drive. Nice running by J.J. DeLuigi to put it in the end zone. 7 apiece.
Well, this is the way it should be. You know, it's interesting. We were talking with a lot of the members of the press, and everybody said, we don't know what's going to happen tonight. It could be tied. Some team could win by 21 points. The other team could win by 21 points. But it's fitting that it's even.
Yeah, most of the press is from the Signal in the Santa Clarita Valley. They weren't 100% sure, you're right, Dave, how this was going to go out. And they've done a great job covering both these teams all season long, and they did not have a clue who would win this game.
As Dave talked about, 5 reporters split. 2 reporters said Canyon would win. 2 reporters said Hart would win, and 1 was split. He said it was going to be a tie.
Yeah, he's looking pretty smart right now.
Isn't he?
Malinowski to kick off for the Cowboys. Remember, James Wheeler has returned to kick against the Cowboys for a touchdown this year. I think you got to squib it here. I don't think you want to jeopardize a big return, but they're going to challenge Wheeler. Wheeler gives way to Delano Howe. Well, I got to give the Cowboys some credit. That's a gutsy move to kick it deep to either Howe or Wheeler. But they got down there and limited that return to just the 20-yard line with 8.3 seconds left in the half.
Well, that really fits in with Harry Welch's philosophy. He doesn't worry about what the other team's going to do. He wants his team to do what they can do well. In fact, they never talked about winning. They never talked about the fact that they could beat Hart tonight. He wants them to go out there and play their style of football. They're comfortable kicking it deep. They made the stop.
Looks like kneel down time for Tyler Lyon, and he does, and we're going to go back into the locker room in a flat-footed tie. Hart scored first on a Tyler Lyon sneak. J.J. DeLuigi scored in the final 15 seconds of the half to tie it at 7. And no shock at all that Hart and Canyon are even after 24 minutes. We'll come back, have a lot more, including a very dramatic second half on LA 36 and KLCS in just a moment. KLCS and LA 36 present the CIF Southern Section Toyota Division II Football Championships, featuring the Canyon Cowboys against the Hart Indians. Sponsored on KLCS and LA 36 by Frontier Toyota of Valencia. Frontier Toyota, they just don't close deals, they open relationships. For information, go to frontiertoyota.com. It's halftime. It's tied at this Division II championship game. Hart and Canyon at 7 apiece. Very interesting first half. Not a lot of rushing. We saw some stuff in the air, but the defenses came to the forefront. It was a very hotly contested first 24 minutes. Randy Rosenbaum back at the broadcast booth with Warren Williamson and Dave Marcus. And Warren, first off, Hart got some yards in the air, but no running game at all.
Well, mostly by the air. Tyler Lyon threw for 113 yards in the first half, but only 4 yards on the ground rushing. I think they've got to pick that up a little bit in the second half to be successful. They've had some good bombs down the air, but rushing, I think, is key for Hart.
You know, Hart scored first, but the Cowboys got a late touchdown in that first half. In the final 15 seconds, a short touchdown dive from J.J. DeLuigi. Dave, that's got to give them a little bit of momentum going into the locker room.
Well, I like what they did in the first half. They did a lot of things to keep Hart guessing. I like the quarterback keeper down on the goal line. It's another player to worry about. But I think in the second half, we're going to see Mr. DeLuigi a lot because it's a close game. One score can make the difference, so they will grind it down the field and just try to push it in the end zone.
The first one was a hotly contested battle that finished 16-14 for the Cowboys. We'll see who wins the championship in the second half. You see the Cowboys coming back onto the field. Hart's already on the playing surface at the Home Depot Center. And the next 24 minutes will decide this championship. And, of course, if it ends up in a tie, we will have co-champions in Division II.
Would it be the just result in this heated rivalry? Probably. Does anybody in this building or watching on TV want to see that? Absolutely not.
I don't know how they'd feel about that one in the Santa Clarita Valley if it ended up in a tie. You know that Austin Savita wants to go out of here a champion. And I think we saw something from him, Dave, in that first half. His ability to run the football. We talked about J.J. DeLuigi quite extensively. And we know what he's done all year. But he gave Canyon a second running back, in essence, from his quarterback position.
Well, he carried it 11 times. DeLuigi carried it 8 times. That makes both of them more effective because the defense has to key, and DeLuigi won't have as much attention.
And when we talked about it, Tyler Lyon, plain and simply, needs a little bit more help from his guys up front to protect him, and he also needs some rushing, some yardage to take the pressure off of him.
Well, of course, he has Castleberry, and he's got Howell to run the football. He's made some good strikes downfield, long downfield passes, and I think Mike Harrington is going to continue to throw the football, but I think they're going to try to mix it up a little bit more in the second half, try to get some more yards on the ground. They only rushed for 15 times for 4 yards, as I said before. Let's see what they do here in the second half.
Cowboys will get the ball first. DeLuigi is deep, and they're not going to kick it to him. This is Lux, who had that marvelous return. In fact, it was not Lux. Taking the ball in front of him was Christopher Kingsbury, number 22. And Kingsbury, a wide receiver, grabbed that one in mid-flight and returned it out across the 30-yard line and did well to get it to the 35. And that's where the Cowboys will start from to begin this third quarter.
Remember, Canyon won the toss to begin this football game. They deferred to take the ball here in the second half. And that could play a key role here as we begin the second period.
Savita, and there's his 12th carry of the game. And he gets 4 yards. He lost the ball, but he was already down.
Savita gains 4 yards.
Chris Hickok with a nice pop coming up to greet the quarterback. Also, Castleberry was there. And hasn't Robbie Castleberry been active defensively?
A lot of times coaches are reluctant to run their quarterback a lot because of the pounding they take, but it's the last game of the year. You can let it all out now.
Yeah, I see.
Had success with Savita running the ball. Here's the draw to DeLuigi across the 40 into the 43-yard line. And I know, Dave, you think we will get a steady dose of J.J. DeLuigi in the second half.
Well, I think Canyon wants to control the ball in the second half. Hart had the balance of the possession in the first half, but Canyon came on toward the end of the period. And now if they can control the ball, get off on a good footing, they can keep this score down and let their defense do the work.
There you see DeLuigi taking it off the left side, trying to cut up field and find that seam.
3rd down and 1. Cowboys need to reach the 45. to get another series of downs. The quick pitch on that stretch play, and DeLuigi's hit for a loss, and it was Sarkisian that knifed in and made the stop, and the Hart defense up to the task again, and Canyon is stopped on that great defensive play by Sarkisian. It'll be 4th down and 5.
And here you see right there Sarkisian just grabbing the ankles of DeLuigi and bringing him down in the backfield.
By the way, Patrick Sarkisian is not related to Steve Sarkisian, who's one of the coordinators who runs the quarterbacks at USC. But like Steve Sarkisian, he's very talented on the football field. Steve Sarkisian was a great quarterback at BYU. Wheeler will return from his 25. Goes nowhere. Nick Gerardo made the tackle. He started 11 games this year, 11 of the 14 for the Cowboys. And Gerardo got down there and made a nice play.
Great hang time on the punt by Philip Malinowski. It's not enough to get the ball down the field. You've got to give your gunners a chance to get down there. You float the ball down there nice and high. You give your defense a chance.
Well, the Hart Indians offense on for the first time in the second half in this draw at 7. And quarterback Tyler Lyon, 113 yards in the first half. He had a big hookup early on of 44 yards to Chris Uden. And when Troy Uden caught that ball, it appeared that Hart would score and get a touchdown. But on that occasion, Canyon held. But Troy Uden, number 11, is split to the left side.
Lyon, 6 of 14 for 113 yards. 44 was his longest pitch in that first half.
That was the one to Uden. But again, both these teams, we talk so much about offense. You get to championships and you win title games with great defense.
And both defenses have played exceptionally well tonight.
Well, Valencia shut out by Canyon in both games in the second half. It was the only time Valencia didn't score in the second half this year, and both times Canyon did it to him. Valencia, an outstanding team. Canyon, a very good second half defense.
And keep in mind, when these two teams hooked up this season, it was only a 16-14 win for Canyon.
Out of the gun, Lyon. 4 receivers on the flanks. Wheeler taking in that high aerial. Crossing the 30 and out to the 32-yard line goes James Wheeler.
Kingsbury on the stop.
Kingsbury on that stop.
Gain of 6 yards.
But a good gain of 6 yards for Wheeler and the Indians.
Play action fake. Inside, finds Wheeler to the outside. Pickup of 6. I think you were going to see a lot of that. A lot of short throws to the flat. And then maybe a deep ball.
2nd and 4. Again, Lyon with the play fake. Ball was thrown low to the ground, but Wheeler able to bring it in. Close to a first down.
Boy, what a nice catch by Wheeler. Right near the sticks. Just shy of the first down. Ball thrown a little low. 2 consecutive pitch and catches by Hart.
I was watching Troy Uden on the outside against the cover 2, going a little hitch and go there. That play is open if they want to go to it.
It wouldn't be shocking to get the ball to Troy Uden. He is gifted. There's the quarterback keep. 3rd and inches, and that 6'6" Tyler Lyon lunging forward. 8:30 left in this third quarter. It is good enough for an Indian first down. We're tied at 7 on LA 36 and KLCS. Randy Rosenblum, Warren Williamson, and Dave Marcus at the Home Depot Center in Carson.
Huge benefit for Tyler Lyon, standing 6'6", can see over his offensive line, can look at the defense.
Lyon again wants to throw for Wheeler. What a catch on that far side by James Wheeler.
The safety didn't come over on that. line did a great job of seeing Wheeler in single coverage on the far side. Play action fake right there. The safety had to come over to make the tackle. You can see Wheeler comes back to the football right at the 40-yard line.
Ball spotted inside the 40 to the 39 of the Indians. The first sustained drive of this third quarter, trying to break the 7-7 deadlock. How? Not a lot of running room. That has been the story all night long for both teams. The absence of a running game.
This would be a key drive for Hart if they could go down and put it in the end zone to show Canyon a little muscle here. Their first possession of the second half.
42, Matthew Brown, their all-star defensive linebacker, underneath that pile. 7-7 draw. Tyler Lyon back into the huddle. Clock is running, 7:25 left in the third. Once again, 4 receivers spread in this formation. That quick pitch to Howe, turning the corner.
And just look how fast the Cowboys run to the football. The linebackers and the safeties keep Howell from turning upfield to make a big gain.
Reaches but the 36-yard line, using that straight arm to forge forward. Again, Matthew Brown on that far sideline, busting up the play, and it's 3rd down and 7. And a big play upcoming for the Indians. Cowboys on defense in this 7-7 tie. Glad you're with us. The Division II championship of the southern section at stake. Uden, and Troy has a first down, cut down by J.J. DeLuigi, but again, Troy Uden, the favorite receiver of Tyler Lyon.
What great poise by Lyon to fight off that blitz and hang in the pocket and make the pass and the reception.
Canyon gave Uden an awfully big cushion there. You've got to know where the first down stripe is, and they were way off it.
Some concern there from Harry Welsh and the coaching staff at Canyon. First down at the 26. Lyon running, and Lyon has a first down to the 11-yard line. That's a pickup of 15 yards for quarterback Tyler Lyon, and the Indians are in the red zone.
And again, what sets that up is a good passing game. Moving the football down the field by the air, then all of a sudden the middle opens up on the quarterback keeper. Big kid, 6'6", long legs, runs with power, and the ball sits just outside the 10.
Midway stage of the third quarter. First down after the Tyler Lyon run. Here come the Indians. Trips to the right side. Back to the middle. Uden, touchdown. Troy Uden, 11 yards. And the Indians lead for the second time tonight.
Just a quick slant. Lyon read single coverage on the far side. Uden single coverage, a slant to the post. And Lyon connected for the 6. Nice pitch and catch. Great drive by the Indians.
And Uden did a great job of establishing position there. He got the inside track. The only way to break up that pass is to commit pass interference. Otherwise, he's got the ball.
Calvin Laborde for the point after. So Hart, which led 7-0 on that Uden catch, is back out on tops. 13-7, and this kick is blocked. Let's see if that comes back and is the difference in the game. And it was Tyler Hawkins, number 27, who's been so good and so active tonight for the Cowboys.
A lot of confusion on the Hart offensive line. One of the linemen on the left side backed off the line. Another lineman on the right side, seeing that they didn't have enough on the line of scrimmage, stepped up. There was a lot of movement back and forth, and that threw off the timing.
Boy, and that could come back to haunt the Indians. a great drive, but you don't want to end the drive with a blocked PAT, and that's exactly what they did.
Well, I'm sure that's what Harry Welch is telling his team on the near sideline. You get a score, you have a chance to take the lead. And for Mike Harrington, bothered a little bit certainly by the special team breakdown, and it's the Indians by 13-7. So hard to beat a team twice. That's what the Cowboys are going to have to do to win this Southern Section Division II championship at the Home Depot Center. There are the numbers, 13-7 for Hart, and 5:49 remaining in the third quarter. Again, we get to look at J.J. DeLuigi. Back to return. Always a threat. He's in the middle of the field. They've kicked it short of him so far. Shying away from the return artist, who averages better than 30 yards a kick return. And again, it's that pooch to the near side. And covered by Gene Kirby. Kirby smartly, hovered around the ball, went down and covered that football. You do not want to try to pick it up. You just want to fall on it and take good field position, and that's what J.P. Kirby did.
I don't get that. When you have a leg and you can kick it deep so early in the game, you're giving the opposing team such great field position now. I'm not so sure. I don't really understand.
Well, I know why they're doing it. They're keeping it away from DeLuigi. I don't know if I agree with it. Because now Canyon starts at the 41. And DeLuigi fights for 5 yards up the middle.
Boy, there was nothing there. That was just pure leg drive by J.J. DeLuigi. Moved the entire pile like a rugby scrum. You give him 4-6 yards each pop, you're in business.
Well, he was a star a year ago on the junior varsity team. Led them to a 10-0 record. That 10 stands for a perfect 10, and that 10-0 record last year. Nearly 2,000 yards. And I think it's a big surprise just how good he is at the varsity level. He scored his 43rd touchdown of the year in the first half. That's a Foothill League record. 2nd down and 5. Counter. Kingsbury on the reverse. 1st down and much more. Kingsbury still going. Tough to bring him down. He's inside the 30-yard line, and the Cowboys are coming back down the field, looking to recapture the lead.
I really like that call by Harry Welch. A great counter play. Just when you think DeLuigi's going to get the football, it goes to Castleberry. He cuts to the outside, and look at the range. Kingsbury.
We've got a couple 22s with similar names. 22 is Robbie Castleberry, and he plays for Hart. Christopher Kingsbury is number 22 and just had that inside reverse. Savita will run it. Another good game. So for the first time tonight, the Cowboys offensively showing all their wrinkles and showing them well. The running game is in full gear, and it's Austin Savita again calling his own number. A gain of 8. 4:25 left in the third quarter. The Cowboys within 6, a touchdown and a PAT, and they can take the lead. Pressure. Savita is hit. Brandon Arndt, number 42, got on there, made the hit. There is a penalty marker down, and Brandon Arndt was unblocked. Nobody picked him up.
That's a blitz from the opposite side.
Another halftime score around the CIF finals.
Holding foul on Canyon refused after that big loss on the quarterback sack by Hart. Gives the ball back to Canyon at their 29.
Halftime, Norfolk 21, National Canyon 14.
3rd and 9, and now the Cowboys, after having a 2nd and 2, lose 7, and they're looking at a long down and distance. Savita has an open receiver. Worthman should have enough for the first down. He's mighty close, but with that final lunge, I think he's got it.
Play fake by Savita. He finds Worthland coming across the middle, and Brandon Hart just barely grabs the ankles to take him down.
But that lunge did give him enough yardage to the 18-yard line. It's a first down for the Cowboys. 13-7 Indians lead. 3:45 left in a rapidly moving third quarter. DeLuigi stood up in the middle of the line. Chris Hickok leading the charge for the Indians.
Very good drive so far by the Cowboys. Handoff by Savita to DeLuigi right up the middle. The defensive line for Hart right there to make the stop.
Second down. And a long 8 for the Cowboys. Cowboys 12-1 this year. Indians 11-2. Two quality units. Flag is down. We haven't had a lot of penalties in this game.
A very well played football game so far.
Legal procedure will cost the Cowboys 5. Boy, real estate is a precious commodity. Certainly when you're inside that red zone, you don't want to give away 5 yards there, Dave.
No, we haven't had a lot of penalties, but this is a bad spot in the field to take one, especially when you're trying to come in for a score that could put you in the lead. I like the way Austin Savita has run the offense for Canyon. He's done a very good poised job for the Cowboys.
Well, he's a very mature guy, articulate. Still is not sure where he's going to college. We know that Tyler Lyon's going to Arizona. Austin Savita not decided where he's headed. We know where this guy's headed. J.J. DeLuigi inside the 10 and down to the 6. Brandon Hart again with the stop.
What tremendous blocking up front by that offensive line for the Cowboys. Look at this. Look at great blocking. But most of this is DeLuigi. Look how much he keeps those legs running and pumping, and he makes a great run.
Canyon has adjusted twice in this drive to bad things. They had a big sack, came back out of first down. A false start, came back out of first down. They are resilient.
Well, their resiliency has given them a first down and 7 to go for a touchdown. Savita again. And that offensive line with a nice push.
And again, Harry Welsh says we are not big, but we are quick on the offensive line. And again, Savita calling his own number, going straight up the middle.
Wallerstein, Medea, Valdez, Suarez, and Peters up front doing some great blocking in this drive for the Cowboys. Second and goal. DeLuigi lunging, reaching, but he's just short. It'll be third down and inside of a yard for the Cowboys, and the clock is down to 1:20 remaining in the third.
Now this is definitely 2-down territory here, 4-down territory, 2 to go. Savita once again hands off to DeLuigi. Again, powers to the goal line, comes up just short.
And again, Brandon Hart in on that stop, and his name, number 42. Hart's been very prominent in this drive, making tackles for the Indians, but you can see the ball inside the 1, rusting about 6 inches away from pay dirt. Savita. He didn't go very far. Touchdown. He went far enough. He only needed 6 inches, and at 6'2", he's able to wrestle his way in with 50 seconds left in the third quarter. We're even at 13.
What a tremendous sustained drive by the Cowboys, and most of that done by the running game. Savita and DeLuigi. And that missed PAT by Hart could come back to haunt them.
Christopher Chapman will try to break the tie. What we expected, a hard-fought battle for the lead. It's down. It's up. Cowboys lead by 1. Their fans appreciate that time. touchdown, a 59-yard drive to assume control of this championship game. Now it's up to Hart to respond.
And that block by the defensive line of Canyon, that block PAT, looms very big right now.
Well, Dave Marcus, we expected a lot from these two teams, and we are getting that.
It's Hart, it's Canyon, it's a rivalry game, it's a championship, and this is the way it's supposed to be. Just over 1 quarter to play. Somebody can make a big play that they will talk about for the rest of their lives.
Philip Malinowski once again will kick off for the Cowboys.
You could see Harry Welch very, I guess you would say, very composed when he was talking to us earlier, and he said it was his kids he was more worried about today in this game. He really wants them to feel the taste of the victory.
Wheeler will bring it back. He's elusive, but there's too many Cowboys there. And the momentum of this game has swung toward Canyon. Well, let's see what Tyler Lyon can produce. As you see, for a moment there, Wheeler wasn't sure if he could bring it back, but he was just in the field of play and not in the end zone.
Well, in that situation, you can't hesitate and guess. You've got to take it out strong. If you hear a whistle, you stop running. If not, you keep going. But that time he's a little indecisive.
One back formation, and that back is Delano Howell. Howell gets the handoff. Delano up near the 15-yard line, and again the Cowboys move to the football, slow him down in the final half minute of the third quarter.
Tyler Lyon under center, gives to his tailback. Howell nowhere to go. 20 seconds in the quarter.
Second down at 8. You see the clock running down at the Home Depot Center in Carson. Indians aren't going to stamp it again in this quarter. We're going to go to the fourth quarter with the Indians down by 1. Both teams with 2 touchdowns, but the Cowboys 2 for 2 on PATs, and Hart just 1 out of 2, and certainly that is a big difference so far in a game where you have 2 teams that are so evenly matched. On LA 36 and KLCF. Once again, we want to thank and appreciate the good work of our friends at Frontier Toyota of Valencia. Frontier Toyota, they just don't close deals, they open relationships. For information, go to frontiertoyota.com. They've helped sponsor and produce this KLCS LA 36 football game, and we have 12 minutes left.
You don't think there's some hearts pounding right now as we go into the fourth quarter with a championship on the line? This is something all of these kids have dreamed of, and how fitting to have it against their backyard neighbors.
Well, it comes down to poise, execution, and make your play. And you got to live for the moments. You know, a lot of times, you know, you shy away from it. But if you're a star player, you want the ball. You want to make that play in a moment like this. A big crowd on hand, representing both Hart and Canyon. And you want to make that big play and win the championship for your team. We have some entertainment going on. It's getting loud at the Home Depot Center, and well, it should. The festivities of a championship game in the Division II final.
You know, we talked a lot at length about the legacy of quarterbacks at Hart High School. Canyon's got some pretty good quarterbacks of their own. Nate Longshore, who was the star for Canyon last year, went up to California and 2 years ago, went up to California redshirted. He had earned the starting job as a redshirt freshman for the Golden Bears. Joe Ayub, who had been recruited to be the starter, beat out by Longshore in training camp. A lot of noise in the stands behind us. Longshore broke his ankle in the second quarter of the first game. He was forced to sit out the entire year, but because he's already redshirted, there is a chance he could actually play in the Bears Las Vegas Bowl game against BYU. His brother Ben is on this Canyon squad. He's the backup quarterback, and he's a junior. He hasn't had a great chance to play, but next year, likely another Longshore out on the field for Harry Welch.
Well, they're excited about Ben Longshore, the prospect. There he is, number 3. Does some kicking as well, and they think while he may not be like his older brother, he is going to produce big time for the Cowboys, which is a very young football team. And it does bring up the point, they're on the verge of a championship. They have a great opportunity here, but they thought they were a year away. They knew they would be good, but they're surprised that they're this good. So it really bodes well for 2006. And these fans are going to be treated not only tonight, but next year could also be very special for the Cowboys.
Harry Welch said that it wasn't until late in the season when he really felt that this team really came together. He says this team probably has more heart than most of his championship teams before them. Says they have done everything with the talent they have to get to this position. And I would say if you went to Harry Welch right now and said, is this, if you scripted this any better, would this be where you'd want to be? And he would say absolutely yes. Ahead by 1 point in the fourth, going into the fourth quarter.
Now, I think he'd want to be ahead by 40 points.
I don't know. I think he'd be pretty happy where he is.
It's interesting when you talk about Canyon, you talk about their heart, because they're playing against Hart, who always has that will to win in the big games. And it comes down to character. Who will handle the pressure? We go to the fourth quarter. A little bit of relief there with the entertainment in between quarters, and we are set for the fourth. Tyler Lyon with good protection. Taylor Embry couldn't hold the football out at the 26-yard line. Into and out of his hands. What a hit from Tyler Hawkins.
A lot of time for Lyon to find an open receiver. Deep pass. And good hit by Hawkins.
Michael Montano is also back in that secondary, popping people, number 21.
Lions had a lot of time to find his receiver.
From the 15-yard line. Third down and nearly 8 for Tyler Lyon. For Uden, he made a similar grab in the first half, and that's a good catch to the Cowboy 45. Another circus catch by number 11, Troy Uden. He is remarkable making these long-distance grabs.
Great coverage by Randall Rigg. Uden never took his eyes off the football, caught that in severe traffic. What an outstanding receiver.
What a response by the Indians. Just like that, when they were bottled up, they hit the big one to Troy Uden. Tyler Lyon for 2, perhaps 3 yards. I don't recall a game where we had this many carries from the 2 quarterbacks.
Well, both these teams are so familiar with each other that you've got to throw a different wrinkle in it. So you put an extra offensive player on the field by running with the quarterback.
That's the 11th time tonight Tyler Lyon has rushed the football. Savita has carried it 16 times. So that's 27 carries between the 2 quarterbacks, and they're not option quarterbacks.
Lyon 11 of 19, 167 yards, 1 touchdown tonight. Savita 16 of 36, also a touchdown.
Lyon again throwing for Wheeler. It's up in the air and picked off. Nick Gerardo, who's done such a good job on the specialty unit tonight. And Gerardo on the deflected ball gets the turnover for the Cowboys. And for the moment, they preserve their 14-13 lead.
A good drive Lyon looking for Wheeler. Wheeler, the ball came out of his hands, and he kicked the ball up into the air, and Gerardo was right there for Canyon to make the INT.
Yeah, a bit of bad luck for Hart there. That ball was falling incomplete, except it got booted skyward. It was an easy pick for the Cowboys.
Cowboys take over at their 29. DeLuigi's going to lose yardage. Brandon Hart again, number 42, sifting through to disrupt the play.
Delayed handoff to DeLuigi, and nothing going. That big defensive line for Hart was right there to make the stop.
Boy, this would be a great time for play action. You're not going to grind out 10.5 minutes with a 1-point lead. Watch for the play action that could be open.
Second down and 11. Boy, that Brandon Hart is playing a wonderful game for the Indians on defense. Savita looking to throw. Richard Worthland out across the 35 to the 38. He needed to get to the 39. Sarkisian chased him out of bounds.
We should let Dave call the plays here. Just what he called, play action. He finds Worthland to the outside in the flat, just shy of the first down.
Sarkisian's a great tackler. In fact, they think he might have broken the single season tackling record at Hart High School. We asked if they keep the stats. They said, yeah, we keep them, but they're in a filing drawer somewhere. They don't pay attention to stuff like that until after the season's over.
Well, they wait till the banquets. You know, who's going to be the MVP? And certainly Sarkisian's a candidate for Hart's defensive MVP. As you can see, they're going to measure it, and they're going to come across the field, so it might take a bit or two. So they're going to come over here. It was a second down play. Worthland needed to get to the 39, and he's very close to that. But either way, Sarkisian has had a magnificent year defensively for these Indians. First down.
Hart now really going to have to play some defense here to get the football back. Still 10 minutes to play. Harry Welch calling a very good football game offensively.
Stephen Worthland has come in with Richard Worthland. And they swing wide to the left side. To the near side is Christopher Kingsbury. DeLuigi is hit at the point of attack. And he is a marked man. He may have produced 1 yard.
Boy, Randy, you were talking about Brandon Hart. Watch him right here. Hart came in to help make that tackle.
We'll call it 2nd and 9. 9:40 remains in this championship game. Canyon by 1 at 14-13.
Chris Hickok, the linebacker, also recognizing that play and filling the gap quickly.
Possession so critical when you're in the final quarter. Turnovers immense, and that turnover against Hart stymied them. Stymied their opportunity to get the lead. DeLuigi to the outside. Upended at the 44-yard line.
DeLuigi has had more success tonight running straight up the middle. Here on the pitch, trying to turn and make the corner, and the defense was right there, stringing the ball out wide. They were able to push DeLuigi out to the far side and kept him from turning upfield.
3rd and 5. Cowboys would like to produce that first down, keep the clock moving, sustain a long drive. Hart on defense desperately needs a stop and wants to get the ball back to its offense. Worthland in the flat, first down. Once again, that little pitch and catch to Worthland. Doesn't produce a whole lot of yardage, but it does move the chains. Uden made the stop, but he got over there late.
Nice open field tackle right here by Troy Uden. Was playing deep as a corner, recognized the short pass, came up, made the tackle.
Mark Urbina has joined this attack on offense, number 8, and they like to throw him the football. Here come the Cowboys at the 49. First down. Savita, and Austin has 3 on that quarterback sneak.
The clock quickly becoming the enemy of the Hart Indians.
Well, still plenty of time remaining, 7:45. Of greatest concern at this juncture, Warren, I think, would be the fact that that defense needs to make a stop for the Hart Indians. A touchdown and a PAT would put tremendous pressure on the Hart offense. See that clock running down at the Home Depot Center in Carson. Savita over the middle. Urbina laying out and making a wonderful catch. Mark Urbina. He's a defensive back, wide receiver, and he comes up huge for the Cowboys.
That was a tremendous throw by Savita. He had to throw off his back foot. No time to set, but he got the ball where it had to get, and a fine reception.
What about that grab by Urbina, who's come in and made some huge plays for Harry Welsh? Rick Harrington, the defensive coordinator, needs to mark Mark Urbina on this soccer field. You hear so much about marking your opponent. Well, they need to get to him. Option play, and Savita is stood up.
That was a very big play for the Canyon Cowboys. Just when you think that the Cowboys are going to continue to punch the ball through the middle and use DeLuigi, Savita comes up with a huge throw.
I think that was Austin's best throw of the night.
Absolutely.
2nd down and 8. But these Hart Indians have stood tall in adversity before. And staring down adversity, they were able to slow down the Cowboys inside the 20 in that first half. They need a stop here. They'd like to limit Canyon to a field goal opportunity, although Harry Welsh has not tried field goals. He goes for it. Here's that counter play to Worthman. Worthman fighting hard down near the 15. He needs to get to the 13 to get a first down. And again, Brandon Hart underneath the pile with still another tackle.
That'll bring up 3rd and 2.
The Cowboys will need 2 yards on 3rd down as we've hit the midway stage of this 4th quarter. 6 minutes gone, 6 minutes to play. The ball resting just outside the Hart Indian 15-yard line. The Indian fans exhorting their defense on. They need a defensive stop. DeLuigi. And he picks up 3, and another strong effort from number 10. It didn't appear like there was much there, did it? But he always seems to fall in the right direction, forward.
That's a smart ball carrier because he was hit and he was actually spun around the wrong way, but he knew where the first down marker was. Even if it was behind him, he launched himself backward and picked it up.
Keep in mind, J.J. DeLuigi is but a junior. He'll be all CIF this year, and they're going to have to contend with him in the Foothill League this year, which was very strong. Valencia was another team from the Foothill League with the great quarterback Michael Herrick, who reached the semifinals and lost to this Cowboy team in the semis. Quarterback keep again by Savita, and look at that surge from that offensive line. 7 yards on a very basic, simple play. The late Vince Lombardi would be proud of that great execution.
Savita takes a step back, and then he moves right up the middle, carrying 3 Hart tacklers.
Including the ever-present Brandon Hart.
Hart has really been in on a lot of tackles tonight, a lot of stops.
2nd down, and we'll call it 2 for a first down, 5 for a Cowboy touchdown. 4:25 remains in this championship game. Savita again. Chris Hickok was in there to fill the gap on defense.
Boy, the last couple of plays all about desire. Canyon pushes him off the ball on one play, and Hart comes storming back on the next.
Canyon has a sustained march, chewing up the clock, and maybe, just maybe, giving them a comfort zone to work with in the final 4 minutes. Here come the Cowboys. There's quarterback Austin Savita, the senior. Fans on both sides in the stands on their feet. 3rd down and 1. Savita's throwing into the flat. Kingsbury, touchdown.
Savita did a good job finding Kingsbury outside. He spread out wide, and it was all desired. Good pitch and catch. Kingsbury goes in for the score. Very, very impressive drive by the Canyon Cowboys. Not only taking a lot of time off the clock, but putting one in the end zone here late in the 4th.
Chapman for the point after. It's an 8-point margin. So Canyon stretches that advantage. 3.5 minutes for the Indians to score a touchdown and a 2-point conversion and tie the game.
We told you that Canyon couldn't run 10.5 minutes off the clock to win the game, but what they've done, even though it's still only a 1-possession game, they have put Hart in score or else territory. A lot of pressure on the Indians this time.
Canyon, the number 2 seed, to Mission Viejo. Mission Viejo was knocked out last week. A dramatic win for the Hart Indians. A win that Mike Harrington said was the best maybe in school history. But that will be a forgotten matter if the Indians don't rally here and if they lose to their arch rival, the Cowboys, for the 2nd time this year.
Hart has not lost 3 consecutive games to the same opponent ever. Of course, Canyon beat them last year, beat them once this year. Still a lot of time on the clock, 3:30. We'll see if Tyler Lyon elects to stay with his receiver, Wheeler. And Uden.
Wheeler from his 8. Can't get to the 25-yard line. Well, it's gut check time for the Hart Indians.
Once again, want to throw a shout out to Joe Queso of Frontier Toyota for coming up with the sponsorship of this game. He wanted to do something for the community. Very involved, giving to the Arts Academy and the high schools, not just sports, but he knew this was a biggie, and we are thrilled to be able to bring it to you.
And it is a great showcase for these 2 schools in the Santa Clarita Valley and how terrific the football is played there. The execution is excellent. 3 receivers to the left of Tyler Lyon, and he's looking in that direction. Nobody got open. Credit the secondary. That's a coverage sack. Lyon had nowhere to throw. Armbruster finally got to him, 81. But as you can see, Warren, Tyler had all day to throw. Just nobody was there.
And actually, Troy Uden was wide open to the near side. As a matter of fact, a couple of the defensive coaches for Canyon came out and said, watch Uden. He was wide open on the near side on a fly pattern.
2nd and 13. Lyon over the middle for Wheeler in traffic. Intercepted. Cowboys have it. 2nd interception of the quarter. The Cowboys are in business.
Trying to put the ball where he shouldn't have put the ball. Looking for Wheeler coming across the middle in double coverage.
Christopher Kingsbury, who's had a huge 4th quarter. We talk about players stepping up. Well, number 22 has stepped up offensively and now defensively inside of James Wheeler. It looked like he was the intended receiver, and Wheeler, who was shaken up on the play, could never find the football. So the Cowboys are sitting pretty with an 8-point lead and owning ball possession with 2:40 left.
Lyon had a ton of time to find an open receiver, and he just tried to squeak that ball into his receiver, Wheeler. Again, Uden had single coverage here on the near side, but Lyon tried to go over the middle and find that seam. Still a lot of time left to go on the play, on the clock. And again, an ill-advised throw by the Hart Indians.
The good news for the Indians, James Wheeler is up, off under his own power and is okay. But now the defense needs to try to strip the ball and get it back. Cowboys take over after the pick at the 42 of the Indians. Savita. And you know what this does? There's no jeopardy in their offense. You don't risk a handoff. Savita's getting good yardage in back of that quick and effective offensive line. The Indians quickly stop the clock with a timeout, but it's a safe offense when Savita runs it like that. No risk, really, and they're getting fairly high reward for little risk.
And that's the key to it. It's a safe offense, but you still need to try to pick up a first down. Hart is going to use their timeouts. If they get the ball back with the offense they have, they are still a danger in this game. So Canyon's got to try to get that first down.
Has to be disconcerting, though, to the Hart defense that just witnessed that long sustained drive, the touchdown to give Canyon the 8-point cushion. Canyon's defense is very good. So is Hart's. That's been a factor in this game. But Canyon's running game has been better than Hart's. And usually if you run the ball effectively and you win the ground game, you win the contest. It shows supremacy up front, and it gives your quarterback an opportunity to throw because there's less pressure on him. Randy Rosenbaum, Ward Williamson, Dave Marcus, our entire crew at LA36 and KLCS, and we are thrilled that you are with us for this Division II Southern Section Championship game. The Cowboys are on the brink. DeLuigi can't turn the corner. Anthony Luna up reading run. Once again, the Indians jump in on that quick pitch after the tackle by Luna, coming up number 5, and call a timeout. And it'll be third down, and DeLuigi may have lost a yard on that play.
You know, Randy, Tyler Lyon had come into this football game with only 3 interceptions. He's thrown 2 tonight. And 2 in this last one in a very, very critical portion of this football game.
Well, the first one, he was unfortunate. He got kicked into the air there. I just think he might have tried to make something happen, and you can understand that in a dire situation. You're trying to win the championship. He's got that strong arm, and he tested it by throwing it into the coverage. And I think you got to take your hats off to Kingsbury, who just made a terrific play and had the inside position on Wheeler, and that's just a credit to the DB.
Another guy who just made a terrific play was DeLuigi on that sweep to the outside, getting down inbounds, so the clock kept rolling and making Hart call another one of their timeouts.
Well, with 2:25 left, it's come to a third down and 7 for the Cowboys.
Canyon on the year has 21 interceptions.
Savita looking to throw, incomplete. Worthland thought he had grabbed it, but it's rolled that it hit the ground. Wheeler back there in coverage, and that now becomes a big break for the Indians because it stops the clock and brings up a 4th down.
Canyon has had such good success keeping the ball on the ground. I'm surprised they would go to the air there.
Well, you need the first down. I think the call's a good call. It does play into Hart's hand with the clock stopped, and now Canyon's going to have to try to pin Hart back and make him go a long way.
Well, Richard Worthland still believes he made that catch. It's one of those, if it was in college or in the NFL, would have been reviewed, I'm sure. But not here. We don't play with the instant replay in high school football. And Hart will get another opportunity. Wheeler will not field it. And it's down at the 1-yard line. Well, if the Indians are going to get a portion of the championship, they're going to have to deserve it. They're going to have to go 99 yards, get a 6 and a 2 for a tie.
And that's a big order to fill. What a great punt. And great coverage by Canyon. Look at this. Putting the ball right outside the 1-yard line.
Tyler Hawkins again, and he's one of the names that's come up big tonight for the Cowboys. He's considering the U.S. Naval Academy. Of course, Navy has a big game coming up in the Poinsettia Bowl on December 22nd against Colorado State. 99 yards is the mission for Tyler Lyon. Slant pattern. That's a nice throw. Troy Uden, who's got those marvelous hands. Pickup of 9, and it also gives Hart breathing room.
Hart in a hurry-up offense now.
That's a first down, and that's smart football, finding Troy Uden, get the first down, run out of bounds with 1:55.
It's so impressive to see high school playing football like it should be played. You're battling the clock, get the ball out of bounds in the flat. Nice poise by quarterback Tyler Lyon to find his receiver Uden on the outside.
And he's got all day to throw.
First down at the 17. Another out pattern to the far sideline, and Uden again makes the catch. And again, it's a first down. You see the Hart fans, they believe that in the final minute 47 they can go the distance. These are simple out patterns, and they're not simple catches, though. Montana was over there, and a great catch by Uden.
Look at the cushion on the outside. The cornerback playing about 12 yards off of the wide receiver.
Troy dropped that one. A rare miscue by a gifted wide receiver. There was a marker down when the ball was snapped. Legal shift on the Indians. Canyon 21, Hart 13, 1:37 left in the Division II championship game.
We'll take a look, if we can, at the next set, how far the corners are playing off of those wide receivers, giving that cushion.
Penalty refused. They want to turn that down marker over. It's second down and 10. Wheeler is in the slot on the left side. So dangerous, number 3, but they've done a great job on him so far tonight. Lyon protected well. Now it breaks down, and he throws it away. Tyler Hawkins again chasing the senior signal caller of the Indians. And it'll bring up a third down and 10 with 1:30 left.
Smart play by Lyon, getting rid of the football instead of making something dangerous happen. You've still got time. You're going to go 4 downs here anyway. Better to get rid of it, stop the clock, and start again.
They've moved it from the 1 out to the 29-yard line.
That was a straight fly pattern. No curl routes. Just a straight fly on each side of the field. It looked like Lyon was going for the deep ball.
Wonderful environment at the Home Depot Center. Both sides cheering their respective units on. 3rd and 10. Lyon, in the face of a furious rush, throws it downfield, and it's out of bounds. Incomplete. Richard Worthland going for the interception, and the Hart kids on that far sideline out of bounds are playing defense, making sure that number 4 wasn't going to pick it off.
Again, look at the great protection that Lyon sees. He's deep in the pocket, throws a high ball.
Well, that's Sarkisian over there. Now, if that was in the field of play and he did that, that would have been unsportsmanlike conduct and the whole thing. Here it goes. We come down to 4th down and 10. We're at a fever pitch at the Home Depot Center. Lyon needs to gain 10 yards or the ball goes over on down. Flag is down prior to the snap.
Left guard on Hart moved.
That'll make the chore that much more difficult. It'll be 4th and 15.
Yeah, that's a killer. It wasn't bad enough on 4th and 10. Now 4th and 15.
4th and 15. Now the middle of the field is in play. You can get a first down. The clock will stop while they move the chains. You can use the whole field.
They need to get it to the 39 to keep the drive going, or the ball goes over on down. No good. Ball goes over on downs, but there's a late flag. Uden was the intended receiver. There may be renewed life for the Indians.
That's pass interference. That's going to be an automatic first down.
That's the call.
Boy, it is. That's a huge call.
Well, it's a lifesaver. At least it preserves the life for the moment. And it looked like there was a lot of contact.
Looks like they're going to call the penalty on Michael Montano, number 21. Pushed in the back. And that is a huge, huge call.
First down to the 39. The 15 yards. Even if it wasn't an automatic first down, it gave them enough yardage to get to the first down sticks. So Tyler Lyon and the Indians go back to work. That ball thrown short of Taylor Embry, the intended receiver. Randall Rigg, number 20, really had the best shot of catching the football, and that would have secured the victory in the championship for the Cowboys. Both the squads talked about not the rivalry, but the ring. This game is for the ring. They weren't concerned about their opposition. They obviously know who's on the other side of the line of scrimmage, though. But they want the ring. Minute 16 remains on LA 36 in KLCS. That's a smart tandem. Lyon and Uden hook up again for a first down. They always know where that first down stick is. And
again, look at the time that Lyon has to throw the ball right on a rope, throws it to his wide receiver Uden, who falls out of bounds to stop the clock.
I'm impressed with the composure in this drive of this young man, Lyon, who had been picked off twice. You know, this is it. It's do or die, and he's bringing his team down the field. They've moved it 50 yards to the 49. Tyler Lyon looking for a piece of history and trying to drive his team down the field and get him in the end zone. For Uden, that one's too far and out of bounds. Well, Warren, it might be a good idea, and I know as great as Troy Uden is, to get someone else involved. He's been looking to him almost exclusively.
Yeah, one thing about a good quarterback is if you look off your safeties and your linebackers, and you can tell right now that Lyon is keyed on Uden. Watch, his head stays right there looking at his wide receiver. And that's exactly where he goes.
You know, it's not a bad idea to be keen on Uden, but you've got to utilize some of the other weapons. Do you not agree, Dave?
Well, Uden is one of the best possession receivers I've seen in a long time, and he can catch it in coverage, so I think they can keep going to him.
Second down and 10. Protected well again is Lyon. Over the middle, and Howell. What a catch! A miraculous grab inside the 25. A juggling act with exactly a minute to go. And Delano Howell made the circus catch.
What an unbelievable catch by Howell.
Speaking of unbelievable.
How about the throw?
How about the drive? Aided and abetted by that interference. These Hart Indian fans now believe they can get a portion of the title.
That huge offensive line.
Clock is running. We're down to 50 seconds left. Lyon throwing it to Uden. Middle screen. Inside the 20. Fighting and bent back. But the Indians are going to have to rush to the line of scrimmage. And now they're going to burn a timeout, I believe. Yes, they do. 39.3 seconds left. Well, what a year for the Indians. They've won so many close games in dramatic fashion.
This is exactly where they were. Closer game back on November 10th. They were driving to win the football game against Canyon. And of course, they fumbled on the 6-yard line with a snap to the fullback. And here again, 39 seconds to play. Hart driving to hopefully tie this football game.
That's the last time out for Hart, but you can stop the clock with a first down, then you can spike it. So with 40 seconds left, if you can get a first down, you'll be inside the 14-yard line. Plenty of chances to get it in the end zone.
Hart's won close battles all year. They rallied. They beat Glendora in the first round 32-27. In the quarters, they beat Los Osos 21-19, and then the Mission Viejo victory 24-12. On the other side, Canyon blew out Damien 49-21 in the first round. San Clemente was a tough contest, 28-21, and then they clobbered Valencia 42-13. Now the Indians to the line of scrimmage, the 16-yard line. 39.3 seconds remain. Uden at the 10, stayed in bounds. The clock is running. The Indians can't take much time. They have to move. Now it's stopped at 27.8 seconds. I believe that Uden may have gotten out of bounds.
And the officials are talking. The coaches ran over to the officials and said he got out of bounds. They did stop the clock.
Mike Harrington was arguing and won his case. And it is a first down. The clock stopped because it's a first down. There's Harrington, and then Wise going out there to say, hey, it's a first down. The clock needs to stop. They can run to the line of scrimmage. He didn't get out of bounds. He got the first down. That was the ruling.
Yeah, exactly. They still haven't set the chains.
27.8, 21-13 is the difference. And they reset the clock to 33 seconds. And it's now running, and it's down by Lions. Smartly killing it at 29.8. So they put about 4.5 seconds back on after moving the chains too slowly, and then he killed it. And it's 2nd down and 10 for a first down, 11 for a touchdown.
You know, you might say, why spike the ball there instead of taking a shot at the end zone? The reason is when you're rushing to the line, a lot of bad things can happen. You spike the ball, you get a chance to huddle up, and now you can call 3 plays to try to get it inside the end zone.
Well, the Cowboys and Indians are down to the final 30 seconds, and it's still undecided, and that's no great surprise. Here it is, 2nd down for Tyler Lyon, who has moved his team from the 1-yard line down to the Cowboy 11. Throwing for the end zone. Embry was held up by DeLuigi. No penalty. It is 3rd down. I like the call on the post, but DeLuigi, number 10's coverage was very good.
Great protection underneath. Embry coming across the middle. DeLuigi on the coverage. Single coverage on Embry. 2 downs for the score.
27.9 seconds. Really, Harry Welsh knows, and so does everyone in the stadium. The clock is not a factor. It's 2 downs to score. They lose the football game, and they being the Indians. Cowboys know if they stop them on 2 downs, they're the champions. Lyon for the end zone. No good for Uden. And it comes down to 1 play for the championship. The Cowboys know if they make the stop, it's over.
Once again, Lyon looking for his key wide receiver, Troy Uden, to the outside of the end zone. Double covered. Ball thrown out of bounds. Even if it was caught, he would have been out of bounds.